So we have gone back to a full restart after the red flag with a minute and 25 completed. But here's the starting grid. We're going to be starting back where we were just a few moments ago. Jort van Wijk and Vic Stevens will be on the front row. Then it will be Enzo Dickenberg and Tommy van der Sloys on row 2. Pierre-Louis Dorca and Ethan Jeff Hall, row 3. Jaden Teen, Montego Masson, Lewis Gilbert and Lawrence Herbose round out the top 10. Mathis Turlo, Spencer Brom, Sverre Ubben, Kaz Boshaus, Baz Janssen, Thijs Dams, Louis Grimaupont, Pat Gabels, Bader Al-Souleti and Kai Gelatz round out the 20-strong grid. So the revs rise once again. The lights go out first time, and we're underway with the second time of this fourth senior road tax heat. A lot cleaner start. Enzo Dickenberg not going over the back end of somebody else as they hurtle their way through into turn number 2. Now into turn 3 for the opening tour. At the moment, Jort van Wijk is leading the way as the field makes its way through into the infield section here at Ostricourt. And there's going to be a little bit of a change for these drivers. So at the front end of the field, well, we've just seen that Jaden Teen has made his way up into what is effectively third place, having just got past Enzo Dickenberg in the 352. There's Lewis Gilbert, started 9th, now up into a genuine 4th position as a result of that overtake. So after the opening lap, Jort van Wijk leads over Vic Stevens by nearly half a second. Jaden Teen, Lewis Gilbert, Enzo Dickenberg, Tommy van der Sloys, Mathis Turlo, Montego Masson, Sverre Ubben and Ethan Jeff Hall round out the top 10. There has been a change because that might have been the fact that somebody else will make that 2 or 3 people. I think Tommy van der Sloys, Mathis Turlo and Montego Masson have all made their way past Enzo Dickenberg in the 352. So Jaden Teen makes his way past Vic Stevens for 2nd position. And the pride of Scotland, Lewis Gilbert, not too far behind. Vic Stevens quickly looking to go late on the brakes into the next right-hand hairpin. No dice there, I'm afraid. Montego Masson starting to really heat up the battle. There's Jaden Teen trying to close that gap onto Jort van Wijk. Across the line after lap number 2. Gap is 2.5 tenths between the leaders. And now here comes the charge of Lewis Gilbert up the inside of Vic Stevens. It's not going to happen there, but Tommy van der Sloys up the inside of the 316 from Scotland. And van der Sloys is through to take 4th from Lewis Gilbert. Gilbert was trying to get through on Stevens went defensive. Gilbert kept it pinned to the inside, and there's the change for the lead. Jaden Teen through on Jort van Wijk to get the race lead as we're over the halfway point of lap number 3. Mathis Turlo now gets past on Tommy van der Sloys. Lewis Gilbert now finds himself back into 4th position. Montego Masson just behind. Van der Sloys loses another position. That was Ethan Jeff Hall that's just got through on him. And right behind the 354 from the Netherlands, there's Sverre Ubben. At the moment, Kai Gelatz is running at the top 12. I think he's going to very shortly be in the top 10 as we're just under 35 seconds away from the halfway point of this race. Lap 3 in the books. Jaden Teen now has over a 4/10 of a second advantage over Jort van Wijk, and that looks to climb a little bit more. There goes Vic Stevens up the inside of the 333 to take 2nd position. And what are Stevens and Van Wijk doing? They've just opened the door up so badly then. They have just like literally given the biggest window of opportunity available to the 3 drivers behind, and they are Lewis Gilbert, Montego Masson and the 905 of Mathis Turlo. If that gap was any wider, Lewis Gilbert would have been up there quicker than a rat up a drain pipe. It's like saying to someone you don't know, give them the keys to your house and through you go, open it up, it's yours. Montego Masson trading sidewall touches with York Van Wyk, but Gilbert gets through. There's Ethan Jeff Hall, lunge from out of nowhere, going through into the final corner on Mathys Turlo. So the 397 gets through. And that's for 6th. Kai Gillet's now halfway up the field, and we've still got just under 3 minutes to go. There's Sverre Ubben up the inside of Mathys Turlo. Up the inside of York Van Wyk go Montego Masson and Ethan Jeff Hall at turn number 3. Sverre Ubben, and there is also Lawrence Herbose. That means that Mathys Turlo drops all the way down to 9th position. Maybe make that 8th because there is Sverre Ubben just behind. There's Gillet in the background there too. Gone rather interesting, hasn't it now? 2 minutes and 20 seconds, plus an additional lap remaining on the timer. Well, out of these drivers here, who's going to be the beginning of the train when we see the check-in in about 3 minutes' time? Could it be that driver there in the 374? Could it be the driver there in the 354? The jury's out on that one because there is a bit of a breakaway. Jaden Teen, Vic Stevens and Lewis Gilbert, who's just set the fastest lap of the race, are covered by 8.5 tenths. We've just done 5 laps. We're on to lap number 6. And there's Ethan Jeff Hall up the inside of Montego Masson. Ethan Jeff Hall runs wide. 2 wheels onto the grass coming out of turn 3. And he's just lost 3 positions at the drop of a hat through 2 corners. I think just carried a little bit too much speed, went wide and whoops, off. And 3 people just go, thank you very much for opening the door for me. That's Sverre Ubben up the inside of York Van Wyk, so that is now a change for position. That is for 7th, or maybe make that 6th. This is how close it is. There's Gillet, looking a bit menacing in the background. Has anyone got the Jaws theme music in their ear? Because I definitely have on that one. Ethan Jeff Hall back up the inside of York Van Wyk. And Mathys Turlo trying to get through as they sweep into the right-hander. This is going to be close. Mathys Turlo, that's Kai Gillet up the inside. Van der Stroys threads the eye of the needle behind Kai Gillet. And they both get through for 8th and 9th respectively. Sometimes it's not always about being at the sharp end of the field and leading the way. Sometimes your character as a racing driver is built through comebacks through the field. You know you've got the waft, you know you've got the pace behind you, but you want to prove that in spades, and that is exactly what Kai Gillet has done in this race, and also the previous one too. So coming up to the last 15 seconds on the timer, plus an additional lap. And Jaden Teen still has the lead over Vic Stevens. The gap is nearly 4 tenths of a second. So lap 8 underway out of 9. So out of these 3, folks, pick a winner. Pick a card, any card. Because with 6 tenths of a second separating these 3, it's going to be a little bit more of... And there's the move for second. Gilbert up the inside through what is the last right-hand hairpin on this circuit. Gilbert manages to thread the eye of the needle, sends it up the inside. 1 more lap remaining. And at the minute, Lewis Gilbert is on course for a first and a second so far. But Jaden Teen is just over 3/4 of the lap away from picking up his first heat victory with his new team, his first race victory with said new team in the BNL Karting Series, Dan Holland Racing. So now into the infield section, Gilbert and Stevens. It's a kart length between second and third. It's 0.154 between the pair as they cross the line to start the 9th and final lap. But Jaden Teen is comfortable enough. Young man from the Netherlands. Doing a sterling job on the Lando Norris kart chassis. Underneath him, the 380 from the Netherlands becomes the third different winner in 4 different heats here at Ostricourt. Jaden Teen wins heat number 4. In senior Rotax, Lewis Gilbert takes second. A good run by the Pride of Scotland so far. Ahead of Vic Stevens, Montego Mas and Sverre Ubben, Ethan Jeff Hall, and from 20th on the grid, over 8 minutes ago, or 9 minutes ago, Kai Rilletz, no word of a lie, the waft was with him on that Strawberry Racing OTK chassis, putting him 7th at the end of it. Jot van Wijk, Tommy van der Stroys, and Thijs Daams rounds out the top 10. Kaz Boshuis, Lawrence Herbols, Bader Al-Suleti, Bas Janssen, Louis Grimopont, Enzo Dickenberg, Mathis Turlo, Pat Gubbles, and Pierre-Louis Durca round out the top 19. Spencer Brougham on the privateer 356 CRG chassis, finishing a lap down off of the leaders. But Jaden Teen becomes the third different winner in 4 different heats here in Ostricourt.